Hello friends, welcome back to your channel Learn and Earn. Myself Dayanand. I'm ready with video part 7 Excel VBA 2016. So today I'm going to teach you something really interesting called as debugging your VBA code. Now all of you definitely have a question in mind, what is debugging? So debugging is nothing but removing errors when there are. Now these are the list of topics I'll be discussing. I'll take you through in the next 10 minutes. What is debugging in detail? Bug identifier. How do I identify a bug in the program? How do I use the watch window to debug? And how do I use comments to debug easily? Before we start, so if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe the same and comment if you have any questions. The comment section is always open. Please do comment on it and share it with your friends who would like to learn Excel VBA. So having said that, let's move on to the today's session. What is debugging? Now, so you have written a program, set of statements between the sub and end sub procedure. If there are any error, say if it is not working as per your expectation, then we call the error with the program. Technically, we call them as bugs. Bugs, nothing but it's very simple English meaning bug is nothing but an insect bug. A bug is the one which causes your program not to run. Now, debugging is nothing but removing that bug. So if I just replace this error, so removing bug can be called as debug. You got it? So if there is an error in your program, the error is called as bug. Removing that error is called as debug. That is very pretty simple and easy definition from me. Now there are a number of ways how do we identify a bug in the program. So bug identifier, you should be very much skilled in identifying where is the error, then only you can debug it. If you fail in identifying the bug, then you would not be able to debug. So listen to this carefully. Uh, so whenever you will get to know there is something wrong with the program when it does not run as per your expectation. Say here I have uh, the objective of this program is to show the message box saying hello YouTube viewers, and then it must show learn and earn the channel name on cell 1 comma 1, and then call a function called second, which is here, which says at cell 1 comma 3 subscribe, like and share. If I run this by going here, click on the run, so it says hello YouTube viewers, so it's working fine. When I say okay, so it has not given me any error, so it has come back to the VBA code, VBA editor, which means there was nothing wrong with the program. Now let me show you, has it done whatever I wanted it to do? I had asked him to do first thing at 1 comma 1. So I should tell you this, cells 1 comma 1 stands for the first number stands for the row and the second number stands for the column. This is a cell in the active sheet which you are currently on. I'm on sheet 2, so it's an active sheet. 1 is the first row, 1 is the first column. So first row, first column, it should write learn and earn. So you can see them here. So it is done. And call the second function, wherein the second function says in the cell 1 comma 3, the 1 which is this and 3 is this, and it should mention subscribe, like and share. So has it done it? Yes, it has. So which means the program has worked without any errors. Now let me make some alteration and show you how does error look like, or what makes the error to come. Now this may happen due to a typo. You might miss out some syntax or unknowing mistakes in the referencing or looping, etc., which you will be learning slowly. So I made some changes to this program. So possibly I already caused an error to this. Let me try running this program. I'll click on this run button, or either you can use F5 as you know. When I say this, you see your error message here, compile error, syntax error. So it says the program is cannot be compiled and there is an error called syntax error. What is the syntax? You see a blue highlighted line here, message box. Hello YouTube viewers, there is something wrong with the syntax. This message going to tell you what is specifically wrong with this line. Here it is syntax. Let me check what went wrong with the syntax. So moment you see this error, you can also see the function being highlighted in yellow, which indicates this function having an error. And you could also see a red line here which says message box, this line having an error, and the rest all seems to be okay. Now, first thing, you need to again re-look through this line and then go through the syntax if you have missed anything here. Yeah, here we go. I have missed open quotes. So in what double quotes, if I have missed, the syntax is incorrect. So hence I got an error. Now it seems to be okay. Let me run, and if there are any more errors, I'll show you how do we debug that. Okay, run again. You will choose this run button. Another error occurred here. Compile error. Once again, program says unable to compile. Sub or function not defined. So something wrong with the function I have used here. The function is called cell. Let me look through this. So here is where the function is. Now, if you notice, the actual syntax for the cell is not cell, that should be cells. Cells 1 comma 1, learn and earn. So I'm telling this could whatever I have typed within these double quotes need to be written onto the cells 1 comma 1. So there was a syntax mistake, which was I had written an unknown function called cell. So Excel says there was no function, so it must be defined correctly. Now I'll change it to cells. I think this should be fine. Let me run again. If there are any more errors, we will rectify them. We'll debug them. Again run. I again have an error which says compile error, sub or function not defined. This time what went wrong here? This is the blue highlighted line. This line says call seconds. Now what is second here is it should call another function called second. For your information, we use call function to invoke to invoke. Invoke means launch or trigger or activate or to get started another function. So there are two functions, one says first, other one says second. I'm using the call feature to call second function, nothing but invoking this function so that these lines can be executed. What are they? The lines, the set of statement available between sub and end sub to be executed. But I have an error. How do I identify? It says function not defined. Let's look at it. What is my function name? Second. Let, and here I have used seconds. So there was something wrong with the typo spelling. The best way of whenever you call a function, the best way of doing it, just copy the function whichever you want to call and then paste next to the call function. There is no end, there is no terminator like this. There is no end quotation mark, nothing like that. You just write sec call and then paste the name of the function. It's all done. Now let us press F5 and see if everything working fine. Okay, so message box appeared. Cool. And then I have those cell 1 comma 1. I have hello YouTube viewers, and the cell 1 comma 1 I have learn and earn, and 1 comma 3 subscribe, like and share. So my program is working perfectly all right. This is how you need to debug step by step, one by line. There is also another feature you can run line by line using F8 function. If you start typing F8, so if you just press F8, it shows line by line execution. So this is the execution of the the message box. Once you say OK, and this is how the first cell will be executed, and then second cell. This calls the function second and moves on to the other function we had. So F8 is another option for you to watch the program line by line. Along with this, we also have another feature called as watch window. Watch window is a little tricky to understand in this concept. If you have any of you have gone through C programming, you will know watch window how useful it is. But yes, let me show you what can be watched here. When you click on debug in this menu bar, you'll find add watch. So you can add watch to a function, but especially this is useful to use on a variable. Say you have a variable called x or yz. So you can use this expression watch window to read what is the value at present stored on this variable. Now, so I do not have any variables here. I will discuss more about watch window status in the examples when we pick up at the end of the tutorial. For now, know this information, how an error occurs and what causes an error, how do you identify this error, and also use comments to debug easily. I'll tell you one best way of doing it. Suppose say now I have an error. It says that entire this line has an error. Just put a comment first over here so that that line becomes inactive. This line will not be executed, and try launching this, try running this. So this is running fine, there is no error. So which means there was an error with this comment box, with this particular line. Now then go ahead and see what was actually wrong and then fix it. Your program will be working well and fine, right? I know this is not an easy concept at the beginning, so go back home and practice once. Start working out with your copy of program from YouTube or from Google and put it onto your VBA code and then see what is there anything you can make. Purposely make error. Only way you can learn debugging is via making errors only. Okay. So I'll see you on the next video, which we will be discussing more interesting concepts like accepting values, message box and input box, etc. And then we have much more to learn on this tutorial. For time being, so all you need to do, go back home and then start working out. Any questions you have, please do comment. And do not forget to share this video with your friends and ask them to subscribe too. And let's learn together. You have a lovely day. Happy learning. All is well.